Okay. You guys ready?
Yep.
Everyone ready? Okay. You will notice that we are shy a couple of people. Jorenn, our cleric, is out. He's in the woods somewhere. So Jorenn is with the party, and I'm sure that Volkar will show up here at some point along the line. But we might as well get going. So to recap very quickly, you guys fought a bunch of Shadewatch who burned down the village of Irwin, and it managed to take a couple of them captive. One of them, a sorceress, not too thrilled with all of you and tried to fireball you again. That got stopped. And then the one that you managed to get some information out of was the barbarian who had just kind of signed up not so long ago and is very much not into what the Shadewatch seems to actually be about, which is killing innocent people and burning down whole villages. Not the job she signed on for. So you guys parted from the few survivors of Irwin, along with Vihash the gnome and his, not sure, relative or somebody, Joseph, and Inlon and one of the Grey Maidens, and you made your way to Jorenn, and when you crossed over the hill, you saw not the village that you were familiar with from a few months back, but a clean village, freshly painted, freshly repaired, the river running bright and sparkling, and walked into the marketplace where you encountered a gold tent of a tabaxi who is sitting on the floor now in front of you, smiling, calico tabaxi with bright green eyes, and you see little tufts of hair up over her ears, and she smiles and she says, please, please, please come in, sit.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
I walk in and sit.
Ah, good. Yes. Visitors, this is good.
I sit down too.
Yes. And you, big man.
I'll stand. The tail getting up again it's fine.
You cannot just bend it back like mine. And she kind of pulls her tail out, and there's this like poof of hair on the end of it. But you do notice there's a poof, and then it's like shaved through the middle. She kind of waves it at you. No? Okay, that's too bad. All right. Oh, yeah, you can stand. And nods to the two dwarves. Please come in. And they both sit down. You see Jorenn kind of looking around. I'm not going to RP you too hard here, Jorenn. At all of and you guys did notice when you walked in, all of the religious medallions up along the top of the tent, and they are tinkling like wind chimes. No wind, though, really,
So
as you can see.
So the medallions are symbols of all the gods.
Yes, all of the known gods.
Can I make a check to see if I see a symbol that I think might have something to do more with nature, tigers, or did I get a vibe from one of them? I think you know what I'm getting at.
I do, yeah. I mean, you obviously see the one for the Wild Mother.
Okay.
So you most certainly see her crest. You do see the known Pantheon. But yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check just to peer around. And this tent, while she's doing that, this tent is full of stuff. I mean, to your limited knowledge of the gods and what you have seen on your travels and things you've seen people wearing, they look pretty mundane. And they're not even really, they're not bejeweled, they're not gilded in any way, they're very plain. Some of them look like they're made out of bone or wood, even like carved wood. They're very basic. But they are giving off this sound, this kind of wind chimey sound. So sorry. And she smiles at all of you, and she starts to pull out from this little box beside her little teacups and set them out. Say, yes, visitors. I love visitors. Some people in this village, they are suspicious, let's just say. Do not see many tabaxians, don't worry. So, welcome to my tent. I am Dust on the Road. What can I help you with?
It's a very pretty tent you have here.
Oh, thank you. You are so kind.
What do you sell stuff here?
I have a few trinkets and some potions. I am a traveler, right? A wanderer. I mean, my name is Dust on the Road, so it only is befitting.
we met someone who said that if we meet you, I think we should tell you his name. Elijah, what was the one dude called, like, with the gold armor and, like, sword and, like, I'm a paladin.
I don't remember.
You know, like he's big and he wears gold armor and he has this whole, like, holy vibe going on and he...
Yeah,
I can't
Inland.
find my note. I don't know.
Yeah.
Inland.
Slapping you, there we
Yes.
go.
Yes, right.
I have written it
told
down
us that
somewhere.
you're a friend of his and we should look for you.
Oh yes. The Asimir paladin. Yeah, of the Dawnfather. Yes. I've
Yes,
encountered
that's
him a couple of times. We are both wanderers, so you occasionally cross paths. He's a very nice man. Got a little bit of and she motions around her ears, but like where humans would be. Fire, yes, coming out of his ears and his eyes and stuff. So, I feel bad for him. But yes, that's good. That's good. I always tell him if he sees people who he thinks I could help, to point them my way. So to go back to your question, yes. So sorry.
He told us that sometimes you also trade in knowledge, and we've all kind of been really wondering what's going on in this village, like right now and in the recent times, like why everyone here seems kind of happy and clean while everything around is like going to shit.
Yeah, it was dirty the last time we were here and smelly and
Yeah. And
Gross.
when on the way here, like all the fields and farms were abandoned, but people here don't seem to notice or mind.
I mean, it's been some time since I've been to Jorenn. The last time I was here, it was a little, how you say, rundown? Yeah, little gray, little dour, and now everything is bright and clean. Yes, I see what you're saying. I've only been here for a day, so I am not entirely sure. They let me in, whereas before they would make me sit outside. So they did let me in this time, which is unusual for them. I've had a few people come by, just, common folk, that kind of thing. And they come in and they get their fortunes read, and they go on their own. But I am not a spy. I am so sorry. I don't really... I trade in... I can read your fortune if you want your fortune read. I'm very good at
sure.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have mine with.
Okay, well,
Sure.
who wants to go first? It's 2 gold per person.
Yeah, 10 gold. Can't afford
18
it.
gold.
You're rolling in it.
You're welcome to go first, Elijah.
Oh, okay.
You want to go for... Okay, alright, so this is...
It's
this is a
skeptical, but
very-
yeah.
you can see the future, so tell us if it's true. No.
You couldn't tell for that.
It is an interesting conundrum from a divination
Yeah.
wizard to have someone who
Yeah.
claims to see the future.
I'm not as... I'm skeptical, but, like, I want to know, like... I don't believe that she actually can see the future. I just, like... More for, like, see if I can spot any holes in the
Okay.
story she weaves.
I just thought it sounded fun.
Alright,
Yeah.
give me just a second here. We're going to use the Taldore cards.
Oh,
So,
I want them so much.
what we're gonna
Those on my
do...
wish list.
Alright, so she's going to have you sit in front of her. Please come here. Sit close. And she pulls this big blue and gold gilded pillow. I mean, it's humongous. It could fit you and Hazel. It's just huge. And motions toward it and begins to pull out this deck of gold and purple cards. And they're not very big, but she starts to move them around and shuffle them back and forth. She says, I do just the 3-card reading, right? The past, the present, and the future. I don't have any interest in telling you about your love or your loss. It just by itself. So please don't ask me like, am I going to marry Joseph from the village? I don't really do that. That's not how that works. I am interested in what has passed, what is now, and what perhaps you should take note of for later on. Does that work?
Noted. That works fine for me.
Very good. I warn you though, sometimes the cards have unintended consequences.
Consequences are fine.
Okay. What you do with the information is completely up to you. So we shall begin. She fiddles with a little pot beside her and she pulls out another stick of incense and lights it. The one beside her had kind of started to burn all the way down. And she says, now, I just need one hand, so give me your hand. Whichever one you want. And we will
Right
turn the
hand?
cards. All right. One by one. And we will see what comes. And she closes her eyes and bows her head for a moment. And when she opens her eyes back up, they're clouded over white. And she turns the first card. And looks down. And then looks at you. The moon, right? Illusion and insecurity. Your magic hides many things, child of the sea. Your talents help you see the future. But the very nature of what you do is an illusion. It's a bending of reality. But your magic couldn't save them, could it? She looks at you for a moment and then flips the next card. I have to make sure I'm doing this correctly. I don't know. Not very good at tarot, y'all. Okay. Justice? Fairness, right? Cause and effect. Even though what you do bends reality, it has consequences. You understand magic with a logical mind. But that is not your present. Your present, your friends need your help. But the spiders speak of a bigger demand. And in a field, the family you lost demand your attention as well. Loyalties can fracture. Demands weigh heavier and heavier on you. And then she flips the last card. The future. Fitting, the magician. Power and concentration. And you see her eyes flash blue. And she moves her hand out from underneath yours and she holds them out like this. Almost in this beseeching manner. And all of you now can smell the ocean. And you feel salt spraying on your face from waves. She's staring right at you now, Elysia.
I'm staring right back.
She says, the imperialist forces grow in size and strength. The Cyclops his secret weapon. But the one-eyed ones wield the tome of the roaring ocean, and it does not belong in their hands. The book has an owner, but it seeks more power. Elysia,
Yeah.
you, for the next day, gain an extra divination roll as your consequence of the cards. So go ahead and roll that.
5.
It's still there.
Still there.
It's still there.
Right.
And she opens her
That's
eyes
a-
again, and they're back to that bright green.
Can I roll an insight check to see if she's actually a wizard or something? Because this was...
Is that what you're trying to divine? If she
Elysia was to figure out, like, this
of an
was not
arcane
just...
nature, or
Yeah, arcane nature. This is just
yeah,
not
roll an
just
Arcana
some...
check, just to see if there's something.
She doesn't believe that this is, like, some party trick. This has to be some sort of real deal. Oh, insight? Or arcana?
Do Arcana.
Thank God, because that's much better. 24.
Okay. You know that there are pieces of the world that are inexplicable. You get the sense there seems to be nothing magical on her person. This tent, there's a few things. You notice a couple potion bottles up on the wall, but about her, you don't get any inclination that there's something wizardly or otherworldly about her. It could just be that she has a unique gift.
Yeah.
She smiles at you and kind of, I hope that was satisfactory.
It came out to think about, that's for sure.
Well, that's more than I could ever ask for. The last time I read a fortune for somebody, he tried to punch me.
I'll not punch you because... Yeah.
You don't strike me as the type. Now the big one over here.
Yeah, look out for him.
No, I'm
Yeah.
not worried about him. He's got the heart of gold.
Access is nice. He only punches bad people.
That's what I said. He's got the heart of gold, that one. Despite the curse on his arm. Care to know more, Dragonborn?
Like hand over the van brace over the arm,
You don't even have to sit.
She flicks the 2 coins. Okay.
Okay. All right. She does have you kind of just stand in front of her, and you're used to towering over people, but
Yeah.
she doesn't seem intimidated by you at all. Doesn't seem to really think much of it that this large dragonborn is standing in front of her. I gotta find the cards. Here we go. Okay. So she just puts a hand out. Says, "You do not have to, you don't have to bend down." She kind of reaches up to you. I don't bite.
Just out of politeness alone, I take a knee.
Okay.
Stick his
Fair
hand
enough.
out.
Easy enough. Put you more on a level. And you can, reach out to her, and you see her eyes go white again. And she moves the cards around and flips over the first one and says, the cards seem to like you too. The Emperor. Authority and structure. Your suffering was at the hands of a beast of winter. But you suffered before. Many times over. She speaks to you now. But another spoke before. And turns the next card. The present, in the form of temperance, balance, and purpose. They all wait on you, Dragonborn. Some would see their home rebuilt. Others would remake their lives someone else, leaving memories to just be that. Can the long descendants of the dragons claim their heritage and find a home? Should they? Will the sword in the mountain stop you? Will she let it? And then the final card. For the future. And her eyes glow red this time, blood red. And she holds up a fist, and it looks like it's been dipped in blood. And then you see that blood solidify and become red-plated armor into a gauntlet. The hand beckons, and you heed the call. But you are already bound. Will you break her bond for another's? You sit so close to an answer, and yet know not what to ask. For nothing is as it was. The war god waits below. Neuraxis. Next time you hit a hostile creature, this only can happen once. You can deal an additional 2d6 fire damage.
Okay.
She blinks, and all of that is gone. And it's just her again. She releases you, and yes. Oh, look at him, he's befuddled. It's so cute.
He is pretty funny when he's anxious.
That makes me feel so bad now.
No. Gets up. No. Just like crossed arms and stands in the corner like, nope, this is too weird.
No. Oh no, did I scare your friend?
He just keeps looking at Olwen like, this is okay, right? Like, I'm waiting for the priest to be like, don't do the thing. Like,
we've seen weirder.
We're cool.
We've seen weirder. Necromancer? Maybe. We've seen weirder.
Artagan.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you're gonna talk about weird. Yeah.
Sylvanus. The
Yeah,
sun.
but I mean, he's dead.
The sun. Also dead, but like...
Also dead.
Yeah.
Kill them both. Just kill
Still
everything
weird,
you touch.
Not the red hand for nothing.
What about you, little one? Halfling?
Okay.
Okay.
I give her the 2 gold.
Alright. Let's do this. She's such an interesting contrast between this like very jovial, very chatty cat and this very serious entity that is suddenly pulling on information.
An all-powerful sorceress.
I have to find the right thing. Hold on a second. Where did that go? There it is. All right. Same thing. She shuffles the cards, motions to you, holds out her hand. Are you ready? All right. Let's go. And flips over the first card and says, "Oh, the Empress. Nature. It makes sense, though, for you, yes? You are a being of the woods and of the winding river, of brush and berry and kindred spirits of antler and fur. But those woods, those creatures, they are not your family. You had one once, didn't you? And hope of one in another form, who also left. Oh, poor child. You have been left so many times. Let's see what the current says, the present. The strength card. Strength and courage, of which you have in leaps and bounds. Oh, wait, hold on, wrong card. That's what happens. That's the other one. Damn
No
it.
strength for me.
No, you will in a second. Hold on. She's not wrong anyway. She's like, wait, the wrong card. Hold on. Oh, the death card. Present. I know, it's like a bummer, right? Transformation and transition. Most people think the death card means, oh, death. Right? Fire and ash.
It seems appropriate for me.
No. You are just unique. You are a tigress, yes? You are unique. It's not completely unheard of what you can do. but it is unique. And you are not alone. And you are coming to realize this from a message whispered to you in a cave, in a vision. And the promise of a lost mentor tugs at your sleeve like an abandoned child. Find me, she whispers from the dark. Find your way to me through the maze of the mountain. Now the strength card. Hey, look at that. I can get my shit together. God damn it. I was trying to be so cool and I failed. Alright. So strength and courage for your future. And your present, if we're being honest. And she looks at you and you swear, Hazel, that you see galaxies in her eyes. An endless void of black and pinpricks of light. The depths of them unfathomable and slowly spiraling. The patron returns only through your power. There are so few of you left. Oh? No? You are the only one. And still in the darkness, it waits. Celestian's gift sits in the Underdark, waiting for you. Hazel, for one attack, you can automatically choose to roll a 10.
Okay.
You can do this twice, and it fades after the next battle.
Okay.
Okay.
To hit, I can roll a 10.
To hit, you can automatically choose to just roll a 10.
Okay.
Alright. I will do, if they choose, Volkar and Olren's later for them. So, she comes back up out of that again and smiles and says, so, wait. She looks at all of you, and it's like she's really looking at all of you for the first time. And turns over one more card. Huh. The High Priestess. Intuition and subconscious. I cannot help you see the world beyond. My vision is limited. Ask the bartender with the black hands. And picks up the card between two very long claws and kind of puts it off to the side. It's not every day I get ones like you. You've given me much to think about as well. Oh, and also, I would wait for your ally to appear from the shadowed sky. Just a hint, that one's free.
Okay.
So, do you need potions? I have them.
Do you have money for potions?
Do you have healing potions?
Yeah, there's loads of money in the bag.
Yeah.
In there.
There's a lot.
That
There's-
inventory list is pinned in Discord.
Yeah, I
don't
have
know.
it in.
Keeps it updated.
Yeah, there's
I have it
2
in
grand
this.
in there. Not that we should necessarily spend all 2,000 gold before they get back, but still.
We don't kill his character, but we spent all the
There
money.
you go.
Let's go
We're
crazy
still
again.
alive, but we spent all the money.
Let's just party.
She says, so I have just the basic healing potions if you need those. And since you got your fortunes read, I would give you a discount on those. I also have some protective amulets. They're very basic, but they help against magic.
Against all magic, or how do they work?
A +1 to any saves against magic. So if a spell forced you to make a save, you would have a +1 to that, no matter what it is.
be useful.
I have that one already almost, but like
Okay.
no, my cloak.
I would
But-
like maybe a couple of healing potions because I don't have any anymore
So
after last time.
I've still got 2, so.
I have 2, and I'm looking. I think I have healing potions in the bag. I'm looking for them right now, but
No.
Oh yes, did we?
I can't find them because I'm
Inventory
blind.
management. Where?
Ah.
She does
Oh,
say that
Ren, we need you.
if you want
We
them,
have
they would
yeah, we
be
have 3
35
standard.
gold each.
Yeah, we don't have
That's-
any at the minute.
We have 3 standard healing potions in the bag.
Oh,
There you
okay.
go. Yeah, just grab them out of there.
Could I have one,
So,
Oren?
yeah.
I might need it,
Sure.
I mean,
but I won't run off again.
No,
Yay!
sure. No, yeah. Maybe don't
I-
run off without everybody else. Hey.
I mean,
Yeah, we need to buy more.
We might as well buy, what, 3?
Yeah, buy
35
3 more.
gold a piece.
So I need to take 105 out of the
105.
team stores.
She takes the gold and hands over the 3 potions. The potion bottles are actually quite pretty, and you see that they're all different. Glass. One's a kind of a deep emerald color. Another one's a bright purple, and the other one is like a silvery clear. She says, I apologize. I use what I can find. They are clean, though, I promise. I wouldn't sell dirty potions. I'd be chased out of every village from left to right. Well, that's done. Very good. So, is there anything else I can help you with?
She's like looking at all the religious like tokens and stuff hanging from the roof.
Do you need one?
Are any of them Bahamut?
Yes. 2 of them. Actually, over there.
Then yes, I need one.
Of course.
Could I have the one of the Wild Mother?
Yes, of course. There are 3 different ones of Bahamut. You see one that's kind of cast in just a typical pewter. There's one that is made of bone. And there is one that looks like it actually was probably carved from dragon scales. Take your pick. They are free. I carve them in my spare time and I give them to people who need them.
They're very pretty.
The ones for the wild mother, there's one of bone. And I find bones in the woods. I do not kill animals to do that. That would be mean. There is one made out of carved wood that is a heartwood. And you see it, it's like a dark red purple. Very pretty. Here, kitty. And there is one made out of pewter, but it looks like she tried to maybe either dye or paint the pewter. And it has a little bit of like a reddish sheen to it.
I'd like the wooden one, please.
You most absolutely... Oh, the heartwood, that's my favorite. You most definitely can have that.
Thank you.
May the gods be with you. I believe in all of them, and I believe they watch out for us.
Yeah, do you have one for Ayun?
For Ayun, yes, of course. And you do
The
see the
knowing
Ayun
mistress?
symbol with the 3 eyes set in kind of a... Not quite an oval, but it's like an oval with pointed ends. More bone. One made out of, it's like a really, almost a bright white oak. It almost looks like bone. You can see the striations in the wood though a little bit. And then there is one made out of just a very plain silver.
I'll take the
Whichever
oak one.
Most definitely. Do not shy away from the silver ones and that kind of thing. I make things out of materials that are given to me or I find. So...
No, I'll take the oak one.
Okay. I hope that they assist you.
I think the dragon, or the one he suspects is made of dragon scale, is like the one that ends up staying in his hand.
Okay. It is made out of black dragon scales.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I do not mean to assure you out or anything, but it is time for my cat nap.
No, those are very important.
They're very
We'll leave.
important. I really wish more people would take them. I recommend you take one too. You look a little... You little dirty. No offense. Take it back.
Bye, dust. It's like, I don't.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See me again.
No.
Thank you for your help.
You're welcome. Oh, and watch out for the little one on the back of the tent. She looks at Volkar. Be careful. He's always underfoot. And you guys walk out, and the tent flap kind of shuts.
So.
That was creepy.
What did she say? Watch out for the little one back at the back of the tent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You
Can
guys.
I like take a look behind?
Sure. Yeah. And Volkar kind of also is like, what is going on? Sitting on the ground.
Scooby Doo.
We have the height.
Yeah.
Yes, the height over again.
That's amazing. The visual. Now I need that so badly. I need that. You guys do see a little figure in purple, totally hooded, sitting on the ground, lighting a fire in their hands over and over again.
Hello.
Hi.
Nice fire you have there, sir. Man.
Child.
Wizard?
Looks over at Volkar and says, I told you. You guys see this figure and hear it. I told you, corruption in the form of kindness. But this one sits in a dark basement and talks to a crystal because she's insane. And points northwest, far northwest, to the edge of town. I mean, that's where she's at. But don't go through the front door, because, I mean, you can, but I wouldn't recommend it. Ask the half-elf commander what he knows.
The evil dude.
The Daywatch commander.
Yeah.
Didn't the cat just tell us we need to find the Black Hand innkeeper and ask him about seeing other worlds, which I feel like just means getting plastered, but
Yeah.
Also, we should wait for a sign from the.
We should wait for
What's that her
He's
name?
very.
The
It's right.
figure
Yeah.
waves at all of you, and you see just rings all across the fingers, and is gone.
Could we see in any way like a face or like what race or so they were? Like,
Nope.
did they look like
Small.
a gnome or a half?
Small,
Okay.
just from sitting on the ground. Yeah.
Okay. Like Alicia and my
Small
size
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe, if you had to guess, maybe 3 feet tall.
Okay.
Okay.
And Volkar is kind of looking around. He's like, I've seen that person before, and then they always go away. Well, fuck
Did
this
you-
shit.
Did you do
Aren't
what
they
they told you
nice?
before?
Corruption in the form of kindness. That's what they told me, and that this was
the
a
hell does
bad
that
place,
mean?
and we were supposed. You tell me. I have no
I don't-
idea.
They told you.
Usually, it's a good thing to be kind.
I mean,
And yeah.
That's
And
worked out for me
corruption's
pretty
bad.
well so far.
So, and if corruption is being masked as kindness, and then he has a moment, and he goes, "We're right where we need to be."
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I get it now.
Fucking gods, fucking figures, fucking.
Wait, God, did you? Was that a? Ulrin? Was that a? Like,
Alright.
It told me that you all saw stuff, and now I get to see stuff too. And what Torkel told me was that it had to do with gods. So we're
okay.
screwed.
You say it now.
I'm not.
Too late for you now, buddy.
I'm with you guys. Don't worry about it. Besides, what would you do without my music? And kind of taps the Saz on the back.
Very
Fair
uplifting.
point.
Pretty good. I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh. So what do you guys want to do?
Alright. So we could look for the bartender with black hands. We could go northwest to the basement to look for the evil Daywatch dude.
Or you could look for Miss Ray.
We could
Or go
look
to sleep.
for
Daywatch
Miss
dude,
Ray.
or
Although I feel like Miss Ray will probably contact us on her
Yeah.
own terms.
I thought Northwest was a crazy person talking to a crystal.
Yeah.
But it also sounds like the Daywatch commander might
Weird,
be
yes.
like in that place.
I mean,
So
There are people around if you need to ask somebody locations. Whether they know or not is iffy.
I want to go to one of the fruit or vegetable stalls, whatever is
Oh,
closest,
no.
and buy like a fruit or a vegetable and eat it.
Yeah, you can totally do that. There are
Hazel.
several market stands that are selling fruit and and along with other foods like, bread and cheese, and there's an ale and wine in one. There's just, and they're fairly bustling. You guys are into the late day at this point, and the prices are very fair. The fresh fruit and veggies look super, just came out of the fields type of deal.
I'll go to like get something that like grew on my family's farm, and like I like buy a piece, and I'm like, man, I'm sure hungry, and while I eat it, I'm like, this is delicious. Where do you get it from? Like I used to like try to like kind
I
of
see.
have a, like from farmer to farmer. Like I try to like remember my like stuff what I learned back then on the farm, and I like, we use that kind of fertilizer. What kind of fertilizer do you use? Well, this is a strange season for this. What seeds do you use? Where do you get those from? That kind of stuff.
Okay.
Because then if something is wrong, you will at least realise where the
There
rest of
you
us would
go.
be like, okay.
I don't know. Dirt and stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
The dwarven woman in front of you, she's kind of like a faux hawk going on, kind of grins and says, well, I mean, cow poop is the best, right? Like, cow poop is definitely
We always
what
use
you're
goat
using.
poop
Really?
and sheep poop. We also had sheep. That it's a little known fact. It works pretty well on corn.
Yeah. Oh, see, yeah, we don't really deal in corn, and you see, very common fruits and vegetables in her stand and the stands beside her. She's most of this though we get imported from Western at this point. The land's been kind of iffy lately, so there's a few farms on the other side of town that are still doing okay, but they're mostly orchards. So apples, that kind of thing. Yeah, but a lot of the crops. We had a bad run of luck this last winter, and then there were bugs.
Oh no, bad weather.
Yeah.
Oh, bugs.
Yeah,
Those are the worst.
Really bad ice storms, and then the bugs. When we thought stuff was going to come up, there were just like locusts that kept descending. So we started having to import. I mean, it's expensive, but they've been helping out and helping us pay some of the tariffs and stuff. So.
And the village seems like it's doing pretty well. Like my village was not at all near this big and like clean and wealthy looking. That's really impressive.
The gentleman in the stand beside her kind of is leaning on his arms, watching this conversation. He says, yeah, it wasn't like that a while ago. So
No, we were here.
yourselves lucky. Wait, why the fuck were you in Jorenn? This was the last place I'd send anybody.
We were passing
About a
through
month
rather
ago.
Building a library.
You were building a... Wait, you were
No,
building a
kind of-
library here?
Founding money for libraries, I think.
Oh.
Maybe that was the reason. I don't remember. It's a long time ago.
Yeah, you guys were here about 2 months ago, give or take.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Okay.
A lot happened, okay?
I mean, it's kind of slap a fresh coat of paint on it and it looks real pretty, doesn't it? They still won't let us out at night.
Cool.
Wait, what?
What do you mean, who? Who do you think? Shadewatch, right? The
That guy.
guard.
There you go.
Yeah.
Smart
I was
guy.
trying to get you talk to them. All right.
The woman is starting to look a little afraid. She's starting to back up
very
a
much-
little bit.
I like very much try to get this like country girl expression over. Like I can't do that. But I like try to remember what it was like talking to the people back then. It was like many years ago. But like, I kind of tried to be like, sure, what's going on in your neck of the woods kind of thing. Like, I try to sage them that I'm just like, like a country girl out seeing the world for the first time, and I don't know a lot of things, and I'm just curious to kind of like make them seem a bit more at ease talking to me.
I am
You're
going
playing
And then Rex is busted in.
You need to do a persuasion roll, Hazel. Because this guy seems like he would be willing to talk, but he's not sure. And his eyes are starting to dart around, watching the patrols.
17.
17?
17.
Okay.
Yeah.
4. All right. I says, I'll tell you what. Head over to the Green Man pub, and you guys know that one, because that's where you stayed when you were in Jorenn originally. I just head over there once the sun goes down.
Is that the one with the black hands? What's he called? God, what was his name? The bartender. Was that one?
Oh, he's not. He's not at the Green Man pub. He's over at the Sapphire Tankard. The Ass Sailor, the Sapphire Tankard, same place.
Right.
Wait.
I had a little bit to drink. Yeah.
Day drinking will do that to you, my friend. He kind of
Day drinking with dwarves, and he's just like looks at those two.
Yeah.
Will definitely do that to you.
That's not good. It's the Sapphire Tankard. We call it the Ass Sailor. The owners don't like that name. Yeah.
Ass Sailor or Sapphire Tankard?
That's old Erock over there. He owns that. Him and his sister. But I don't go over there usually. Too many Shade Watch. The Green Man pub's usually just for, us common folk.
Sounds good.
He pulls back away and says, just, don't maybe... not everybody here is as skeptical as I am. Just be careful who you talk to.
Okay. Well,
Right.
thank you.
Cheese, bread for sale, cheese! Starts hawking his wares again.
Yeah.
Really good bread you have here.
Yeah, I'll buy something so it looks like real shopping.
Yeah.
He throws a loaf at you guys. It's only a day old. Just take it.
Yeah.
Sure.
What do I have?
Yeah. What now?
All right.
So
That
walking
went
away,
really well.
eating the bread, like, I don't know.
Well, now I know who the Ass Sailor is.
And we know where the Black Hands barkeeper is.
Same.
I whisper to the Rexes. Rexes, don't worry. I know that it was about the Shade Watch. But sometimes I do this thing where I pretend to be more like the ignorant child type. Because then people will usually tell me more things. It's what I sometimes do with you to get you a bit flustered and confused. All right, guys, let's go.
It's like, he leans down to listen, leans back up, like, I'm not sure I approve.
Oh, man. Well,
All right.
where do you guys want to go? You know where the Green Man pub is. You know that one.
So he said after sundown. What time is it? Like,
You are cresting into dusk at this point, so probably in an hour or an hour and a half or so. And you had seen some of the stalls starting to slowly close down as night falls.
I mean,
Could get a room at an inn and then sneak out and see why no one is outside at night.
Are we gonna sneak
or
around?
we meet, I figure we meet that guy tonight in the pub. That seems like the...
Okay. So we go to the Ass Sailor first.
Okay.
Yeah, because he's going to meet us in the Green Man. So if we go to one first, and then when sun goes down, we go to the other one and meet him. That's 2 birds with 1
Who
day.
are we meeting at the Green Man?
That salesperson.
Is a dwarven man with a big red beard. Didn't get his name, but you should be able to pick him out later.
Yeah. He'll tell us more when he's not clearly under the eyes of all the police.
Oh, I see. That's smart too.
Yeah, see, noticing things. That's what I do, Hazel. Like, yeah, how do you like it?
That was very clever. You got me there. You better watch out till next time.
So you guys are headed over to the Sapphire Tankard, the Ass Sailor.
Yes.
Okay. It sits just off the middle of town, just off the marketplace, up a couple of small streets, and to the right just a little, and you do manage to get your way there as night begins to slowly fall. It's a tall, kind of narrow building. There's one cow and one donkey on the outside. And you do see a handful of just civilians, commoners going in and out. You do also see a few Shade Watch going in and out. And one not really on guard. He's standing outside, but he's kind of got his arms crossed and he's just leaning up against the wall. And as you approach, you see him reach into a pocket and pull out a pipe and start smoking it.
Hello. Like,
You guys wave to the Shade Watch dude.
yeah.
Yeah.
He
It's just a
nods.
polite, like,
We are friendly
evening.
people.
Good day.
Yeah.
We are not suspicious at all.
Right.
Good day.
It's
Keep
being
smoking
polite in
his pipe.
Bumpkinville.
Gotcha. Okay. You can, when you head inside, this is it's more crowded and narrow. Chairs are very close to each other. And off to the far right-hand side, you see a bar with looks like a serving girl behind it, and she's stacking up, looks like dirty mugs. And then you see a tall human man, very pale skin, lots of freckles all over his face, and with bright orange hair that he's got pulled in a tight braid around, and hangs down almost to the middle of his back. And he's got this like pristine apron, and then you see him motion to the girl, and he is wearing long black gloves.
That guy.
Can't call her a guy.
Bland hands, dude.
You hear
Oh, why is he
chatter
wearing gloves?
as you come in. There's one person plucking out a little tune, and Volkar's like, I could do better.
Rein it in. Just deep breath.
Just saying.
Rein it in.
If we clean this place up, never know.
Okay.
I'll be
Maybe if
away
that
for
dude-
now.
Maybe if that dude takes a break, you can go on and do your thing.
Sure.
Yeah, I can see that. Jorenn goes over and grabs you guys the last free table. And Volkar kind of joins them. And they start ordering drinks for everybody. What do?
What exactly should we ask the dude with the black glove?
Well, does said to ask that she couldn't see the other side, but we should ask the Black Hands guy about being able to see the other side.
Yeah.
Which just sounds like getting drunk, but...
Or high.
Ooh. Didn't think about that either.
Maybe he's a drug dealer.
Maybe spices. He has spices, probably.
Ask him if he's the
We
new
should.
man.
Ask him for spices.
It's immediately less comfortable. It's like, oh, crime. I don't...
Oh, crime!
Like, I don't do that. I don't do crimes. That's not... It's what we have Volkar for.
Stoically. You say it so stoically. It's amazing. I'm so tickled right now. I love it. Oh my god. Yeah. I mean, the room is. People are moving about. There are more and more Shade Watch coming in. Looks like they're off day duty. They look tired. Lots of beer being handed out. So much beer.
It's really like
Maybe.
he like walks up to the bar and you can just hear Naraxis under his breath. I really hope it's magic. I really like Please don't be drugs. Please, like, I really hope it's magic.
I whispered
Making
to
his way to the
Elijah,
bar.
let's go with Naraxis. That looks like it could be fun. He's getting flustered again.
Yeah, let's just follow him behind him like
Yeah.
two very small children.
Let's just wait and see what he does.
High charisma, low intelligence. This is the danger zone, is it?
The man behind the bar, how are y'all doing tonight?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was a long way here, but this place looks lovely. I mean, we were here a couple of months ago. It was, I mean, fresh paint. It's like a changed city.
I mean, a few of us, decided that it was about time to make some improvements. Can't attract people into town and get trade if you don't have nice places to stay. So, yeah. But thank you, appreciate it. So, and he puts his hands on the bar top. So, what can I get you? We got 3 kinds of ale, 2 kinds of wine, and a very strong liquor that's gonna get you drunk off your ass real quick.
So, probably 2 of the strong ones for the dwarves.
Okay, 2 of those, got it. Shot or a glass?
So looks at them.
They both go,
This
glass.
This isn't even a question, is it?
They're already 2 beers in, like, there's
Yeah.
just a lot of getting drunk. Dwarven Constitution.
And then, what do you 2 want?
We have something sweet.
Beer.
Yeah, I got like a sweet white wine.
I'll
Real
take that.
popular. Yeah, sure, yeah. So he starts doling out drinks. Serving girl comes back around, heads into what you can see through kind of the door that she opens. Looks like a kitchen, and there's somebody back there cooking, a dwarven man who's cooking. He's like, yeah, I'm getting it. Throws like a whole turkey down on the tray, and she's like, yeah, God, yeah, fine. And runs back out and runs it over to a group of Shade Watch. We're like, yeah. So, and he pours all the drinks. For that, 5 gold.
Sure. Just slides the last of it across. Like, yep.
Very good. All right, enjoy. If you need something, you come back and belly back up to the bar. You can grab Sadie over there. She's running her butt off though, so it might just be easier to come talk to me later. If you need more drinks, enjoy. Pushes them all to you guys.
Like Max, handing them to the 2 of you, to take them back to the table. Actually, I was thinking about getting food. Did I just see a turkey? Did I see a whole turkey back there?
Yeah, we're good at that. So there's actually like a whole wild pack of turkeys that run between here and there's kind of like some brush and forest off to the side of Jorenn. So we hunt them or we buy them and then prep them. It was pig the other week, so we just get what we could take. But yeah, if you want a turkey, sure.
I mean, I could eat. I'm not like.
Sure. 1 or 2.
You know what? Just the 1 for now. We'll.
Okay. All right. I mean, you look like you could put a whole turkey away yourself, so I'm not trying to imply anything there. I just mean,
I think it just called you that.
I think so.
I mean, there's that minute of I can't really argue with eating an absolute ton. He's like, yeah, probably.
He kind of pats in his own stomach, but he's a very thin man, and he's like, yeah, I can put one of those away too. Hold on, I'll get you one. And he goes back and yells at the dwarven cook, I need another one. He's like, yeah, well, you'll get it when you get it. He comes back out and he's like, I don't know why I keep that man on staff. Oh my god.
Well,
anyways, the turkey will be.
It's like nobody's perfect.
No, no, he's really not.
It's fine.
What do you do? All right, it'll be out.
Yeah, it's just it's just Narax trying to make small talk. He's just trying to ingratiate himself.
Are you still standing at the bar?
Probably.
Okay, all right. I was just trying to make sure. So this guy starts to wipe the bar down and looks back up at you and he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. Did I forget something? I do that sometimes. I'm real sorry."
No, it's just. I mean, we're not from around here, and I mean.
Kinda got
the.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been on the road long enough to know that usually the best people to ask are, I mean,
Me?
people in your position.
Sure.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Look,
Yeah, what do you want to know?
I mean, so you say some of you just got together and cleaned the place up. The farmers, they had like a bug problem at the farms outside of town. Like, when did that happen? We were only away for like.
Yeah, it's been kind of on. We could. Yeah, I'm no farmer, but from what I understand is that they kind of had it under control, and then it got worse, and then it got better again, and then it got to be too much, and it happens sometimes. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to tell. We get most of our stuff imported. More expensive that way, but it means we bring more people into town. You know, what are we gonna do?
What can you do?
Yeah, I know. At that point, Hazel and Elysia, where are you guys at?
We went back
to the table.
Put down the drinks.
You guys see the door open, and a young woman who looks identical to the man behind the bar, dressed in Shadewatch armor, except her hair is like very closely shorn, except for one little braid down the side. And she comes around the bar, and he sees her and goes, sorry, family.
Hey, yep, I get it.
And they go.
I got 8 siblings. I'm not going to argue.
I only have the one, and it feels like 18. And they go back into the kitchen, and just as the door swings shut, you see them start to. It doesn't look like it's a nice conversation. It looks like they're bickering.
Ooh.
But I just go back to the bar and just pretend just talking to Rex. Just hey, when's our food coming? But trying at the same time to listen what they're arguing about.
Trying to eavesdrop? Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
but
that was exactly my
talking
plan.
to the Rex so it doesn't look like I'm eavesdropping, but
yeah, it's the two of us yep, I'm definitely talking to you. I'm not listening to.
I hope you ordered dessert, right? You would never forget to order dessert, right?
You can. Yeah, go ahead and make that perception check. It is noisy in here.
Oh, nice.
Can I help, or do we both roll?
There isn't much you can help her with.
I have a 19.
19.
Jeez.
You
do something
natural 17.
There are two voices. You hear the cook go, "Hey, get out, get to the kitchen," and you hear this man go, "It's my kitchen!" And then the two start arguing. You hear distinctly his voice and then the female voice. And you overhear a little bit of, I thought you said you were giving that up. You hear, and I thought you said you were giving this up. And then you also hear, well, I'm going back to the stable and I'm done with this place. And she kind of stomps, swings the door wide open, it slams into the wall, and stomps all the way around the bar, doesn't give anybody a second glance, and stomps out the door, and you do see 2 additional Shadewatch who had come in with her also leave.
Family.
He comes back out, and he's kind of rubbing his hand through his hair, and his glove is getting snagged on his hair. Looks up at you and puts on this smile, but it looks tired now, and he's like, sorry, so sorry.
Hey, no,
how about some potatoes and mash for free on the side? So sorry about that.
Hey, we all got family.
Twin sisters. Right. And puts the order in for the potatoes. I'll have those out. Turkey will be just a few more minutes.
Yeah.
I would like to inquire about your dessert menu.
I have an apple cobbler. And I have just some fresh fruit. We don't really, sweets aren't a big thing around here. The cobbler's pretty good.
I'll take the apple cobbler.
Done. That
and some more spoons so we can share.
You got it. I'll tell you what, we'll do an extra large dish and we'll just make that happen. It's another 5 gold for all of that.
Here you go.
Okay, thank you very much. And he takes
3
the
gold.
gold. Hey. And you see him as he goes to put the money away. in a kind of a secure little lockbox. You see him pull at his gloves a little bit and kind of and push his sleeves up higher. And now that he's done that, you see burns all along his arms.
Burns?
Yeah,
Ooh.
burned white and red. Some of them look fairly new. Some of them look very old. They have that kind of sheen to them that a burn gets when it ages.
Oh, that looks painful, sir. Are you okay?
He starts and smacks his head on the bar, and
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, just hold on a second. And puts the money away and stands back up. Oh, I really need to learn to not do that. This is my bar, my god. Right, these. Yeah, it's a long story. But no, they don't really hurt. Just don't
Oh,
look.
that's good.
Nah, they just don't look great, so I usually try to hide them. People are weird.
Yeah.
He goes back to cleaning. Food eventually comes out. You guys have now a table full of alcohol, turkey, potatoes, and an apple cobbler with some kind of like cream on the top of it. And it's
Come
like
on, guys, dig
very
in!
good.
I push everyone a spoon in the hand of everyone.
Okay, it's very
The
good.
cream is the best part! You have to eat it before it melts!
I'm gonna reconnect all the cameras here. Here we go.
Yeah.
That was weird.
There we go. Yeah, it's very good. The drinks are good. The ale is particularly well done. There's a little bit of an oaky smokiness to it. So, what do you guys want to do?
So did you get any useful information from him, Norexia?
Not yet. You can't rush this kind of thing. I think. At least Volk.
I
That's
see
what
you're-
Volkart told me.
You're whittling him down. You're doing your thing.
The
Yes.
as you guys eat, you do see more and more Shadewatch come in, and fewer civilians as night sets. And as you finish eating, you are the only civilians in here at this point, other than those who work in the Sapphire Tankard.
We should probably get somewhere to sleep.
Yeah, go to the green. Yeah.
Should we go to the Green Pub or get a room here right away?
Well, that guy is expecting us at the green pub. Was more my thought.
Yeah.
Oh, but like, if all the civilians are clearing out, doesn't that mean he's already gone? Don't they have like to go to bed or something?
They can't be like out, so he would have to stay at the pub overnight. or
Oh,
whatever.
okay.
So this might be our last chance to scoot across the street.
You're getting some looks now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should
Like-
probably.
There are
Okay.
Goodbye.
there are some eyes being you clearly can tell you're being watched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we're going out, I turn to just a random Shadewatch freshman like, you should get the apple cobbler. It's really good. Brightens your day. Goodbye, sir.
As you guys, this guy says
What is it?
nothing, and as you guys
Oh,
leave, you do see the man behind the bar, kind of watch you guys go, and start to put almost all of the alcohol away except for the ale.
I just go like, bye. Like, we
Hi.
will be back
Hey,
tomorrow. We'll-
Hey, come here,
Oh,
real quick. Come here.
One sec, guys. I'll be back. Yeah. Hey.
I probably should have said something to you before. You can just, wherever you're going, get there quickly.
We're just gonna
Where
grab a
are
room
you
at
going?
the green man.
Okay, that's a straight shot across the way from here. Just
Yeah.
go straight there, don't deviate, and they won't bother you.
Oh. Wait. They like criminals or they like?
Okay, I'm gonna need you to be real cautious about what you say in here, because if you're not, I lose everything. So,
That's okay.
okay, so here's the deal. Just go straight there, and the patrols won't bother you.
Okay.
Okay? Don't even look at them. No matter what you see, just don't even acknowledge them and just go beeline. And if they stop you, tell them where you're going and say nothing else. He goes, yeah, so thanks so much for your business. Really appreciate it. Hey, see you tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, you can have more of that cobbler thing.
No, always made fresh every day.
There you go. The problem solved.
That's
He just
excellent.
walks off.
All right, okay.
Laying the groundwork. You've got to be his friend before you ask him about mind-altering substances.
And buy his cobbler.
The cobbler was pretty good. It was pretty good. Very fresh.
Holy crap.
Yeah, very good. Are you guys
Yeah.
out?
So it's just like ushering them ahead of me towards the green, like straight to the green man. Don't ask, just go. Just walk. Everybody, heads down. Let's just get over there, get a room.
Booker's like,
Let's
hey,
just...
but the bard stopped playing.
No. Let's just...
God, damn it. Fine. Okay. You guys head out. The night air has set in. It's much cooler now. There's a little bit of the Raxus from Motherhead. And you guys head out of the Sapphire Tankard. And
As we
yeah, sure.
go there, I like to follow like the Rex's lead and go straight, but I like want to try to like sneakily glance off to the side to just like, what do I see? Like, how many Shade Watch are there? Does it seem like they are gathering for something, or?
For sure. You guys head out, and this is now a ghost town. There are no civilians on the street, save for a couple who look like arm in arm. They're walking very quickly to a home. And as you glance about, you don't even need to make the check because they're just out. You see patrols of Shade Watch on every street, usually in groups of 3 or 4. And whereas the daytime ones you had noticed were humans, largely humans and dwarves, a few halflings, common people, you are seeing hulking, towering figures of gray skin that you recognize as Goliaths. You're seeing dark-skinned drow walking with no hoods on, long white or black hair, often tugging animals with them on leashes or chains. And you see a few humans, but with bright green eyes and patches of scales showing through their skin.
Do we know, or like, would I know what race they are?
You've
I've
encountered them
seen them?
before. You encountered them in Marquette.
Oh.
Yeah, those
Oh,
are
I get it now. Okay.
they're a very specific type of Yuan Ti who look more human than snake. So they pass themselves off as much as possible, like humans. They're roaming. They're paying very close attention. And the first patrol you run up across,
They're all Shade Watch members. They're all wearing the armor.
wearing Shade Watch colors.
Oh dear. Oh no. No. Let's get
And
in the pub. Oh
they
no.
see you.
Oh no.
The first patrol stops you. And
Hello.
the drow woman with the wolf on a chain. And the wolf is growling and showing its teeth and kind of trying to sniff at all of you, and kind of tugging on the end of its lead. The woman stops and says, "Halt! What are you doing out after the evening?"
We're going to the Green Man to get a room. There was no space at the Sapphire Tankard.
Deception check.
Going straight there.
I mean, we are going there to get a room, but
But the other half of it's not true.
yes.
Yes.
Where are we?
Oh, we can't hear you, Alicia.
There.
Hey.
What? Yeah. I was muted for some reason. If she's rolling an insight check, she's gonna roll a 5. I'm gonna use my
Okay. All right.
extra.
So 5.
Yeah.
16.
Yep. Nope, that's not gonna cut it. Okay, you're good. So she says, Fine. But be warned. You go out in the evening, you will be stopped. Do not start trouble. You may pass. And she motions to a group who is kind of walking parallel and makes a little motion with her hands, and they continue on.
Let's keep going, everybody. Let's just...
There are some
Run.
lanterns kind of lit, but it's very low light, and you guys very quickly, as you walk down this one path, through kind of the northern middle part of town, you do see a familiar sign with a big face in green wood that says the Green Man Pub. So we will switch you over to there, and this place is definitely where all the civilians hang out, for certain. It is almost as bright as daylight in here. It's extremely bright. You see all kinds of people, some of them that you just recognize from passing in the street earlier in the day in the market. Lots of beer, lots of food, lots of chatter happening. And you do, as you walk in, you do see the dwarf from the food stall over in a corner by himself, kind of up on this platform, drinking alone. Got a little bit of froth on his beard that he keeps, like, wiping away after he takes a drink. And you do see Millie from behind the bar, the dwarven owner of the Green Man Pub.
I think it's like the look around. Like, there he is. Like nod to him and head over.
Yeah, he motions all of you in. There are enough chairs. He has to kind of grab one from another table, and they're like, "Hey, we were using that." He's like, "Not now," and pulls it over, and sits with all of you. And he goes, and you now see 4 mugs empty in front of him. Get you a drink.
Sure.
Yeah.
Great.
And sweet.
Okay. Done. I'm pretty partial to him myself. He motions and the order's placed. You see a kind of a portly dwarven man with black curly hair, crooked nose, looks like it's been broken a few times. Runs over and he's like, Ronald, hey, round for my friends. Tell Millie we need sweets. And he goes, yep, tell the little lady myself. Hold on. And he runs off.
Excuse me.
Could
we... do you have any rooms left?
I got 2 of them.
That'll work, right?
Yeah.
It's like looking at it like,
I mean, you're always welcome to sleep in the common room, too. A lot of people do that.
We'll take the rooms, I think.
Okay.
yeah, that's fine.
I'll tell Millie that you guys are gonna, owe up for those, and you can pay her now or just. And he kind of peers, and he's like, "Wait a second. Y'all look familiar. Why do I know you?"
Well, we stayed here a couple of months ago. We were passing through on a job.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's you guys were part of that group that took that job in Desert Place, wherever the Marquette, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Marquette.
that's right. That's right. Well, shit. Well, hell, I better go tell Millie. She's kind of fond of you all. Yeah, don't worry about the rooms. We'll figure it out later. They're yours. And he goes back to the bar, and in just a few minutes comes back with 2 keys. All yours.
Thank
no
you.
worries. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And I'll get the food and everything out, and he runs off.
They're as nice as I remember.
Yeah.
Nice to remember us.
The dwarf...
Man, guys, remember? We didn't know each other back then when we came here first.
No.
The dwarf you guys are sitting with kind of chuckles. He goes, "Yeah, Millie and Ronald are good people. They, we need more of them around here. I tell you what." And he holds out his hand to all of you and he says, "Harold's the name. It's nice to meet you all."
Hi, Harold.
Hi.
Hi.
Probably introduce ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm Hazel.
Alicia.
Oh, yeah, I'm Neuraxis.
Yeah, and Volcar and Oren. He says, so, I appreciate you guys staying true to your word and not, causing me any trouble with the, Shade Watch patrols. Oh, sorry. They're not super fond of me anyways, because I got a bit of a big mouth, and I tend to speak up when I don't like something, so I'm sure I'm on a shit list somewhere. What do you want to know?
You can't be in any worse trouble than the barkeep in the Sapphire Tankard. His sister just ripped him a new one.
Oh, yeah? Oh, shit. Yeah, that's a whole story there. Old E-Rock and old Geta, man, they get on like cats and dogs. Twins, you'd think they'd get on better, but nope.
She's a member of the Shade Watch too, isn't she?
Yeah, she is. That's half of the problem.
She seemed kind of important.
They don't... It's a long story, but basically, Iraq and Geta have owned that place. They got it from their parents when their parents died, so he's been running it since he was a teenager. He's got a good head on his shoulders, but he's a little, he always struck me as a little strange. I don't know. And then he came back. He disappeared for a while, and then this has been, 2-3 years ago. Came back and had these burns all over his arms. Wouldn't talk about it. And Geta decided that once the Shade Watch really moved in several months ago and really clamped down, that she was better off joining them. So she runs the stables. She's they're as different could be, though. That's for sure.
Yeah, seemed like.
Yeah.
So why, or like, how did the Shade Watch suddenly get so numerous around here?
Throw money at every mercenary group in Taldore, and you're bound to get all kinds of recruits. She's brought in former Myriad. She's brought in former Clasp. And you saw, I'm sure, what's running around out there now. Right?
Who's responsible for that?
Arhanna.
The Goliaths?
Arhanna.
Mhm.
Wait, are they from the herd? Like,
No,
the herd?
I mean, I don't know. The only one from a herd is Zidane, and he's with the mining guild.
Okay.
He's a good guy though. Like he didn't dig the whole Kevdak deal, and once that all went down, what was that year and a half ago, 2 years ago almost, he struck out on his own and landed here. He's a good one to talk to though. He's got some good stories if you're just looking for that.
So what can you tell us about this O'Hara person?
Other than we haven't seen her in fucking 3 months.
Wait, so are you sure she's still in charge then if she's not here?
Yeah,
I mean,
sure. Because she puts out these decrees, right? And suddenly, a couple months ago, well, about 6 weeks ago, now we can't go outside at night on our own. It's for our own good.
So she's not here in the village right now?
No, she's probably here.
Huh.
But she abandoned the old headquarters right off the market.
oh.
They have a new
she's not
headquarters?
there. I mean, so she used to work out of this building, big building, and you guys saw it when you were in the market. It was actually, Dust on the Road's tent was not far outside of it, within the market square. It's this big stone building that was flying Shadewatch colors. And he says, yeah, that's where she used to operate out of when she was willing to talk to just the poor people, when we thought we had her ear. And now it's old half-elf what's-his-butt in there now.
Oh, the Daywatch?
Yeah, that guy.
Well, yeah, we got told he was the guy to talk to because she'd been, I don't know, buried in work or
Yeah,
somewhere.
well, that's one way to put it. Listen, I'm not for conspiracy theories. What I think happened is she's off doing whatever and left him in charge, but she's been recruiting some real nasty pieces of business lately, and he just doesn't have a good grip on them. I think like Corfil is his name. Corfil. And he takes a big, like, just downs the tankard that Roland is now, or Ronald is putting out, and all the food. He's like, yeah, I mean, you could get in there. Might be difficult. It's always guarded. He doesn't just talk to anybody.
Do you know why you can't leave, go outside at night?
No, fuck
yeah, is
no,
there
I
a
don't
monster?
know.
Kill
No,
those.
fuck,
No.
I don't know. They say it's for our own good.
That doesn't sound like a monster.
Well, I mean, there are monsters. There's undead. Between the end
There's
of
undead?
town. Yeah, they're between the end of the town and the mountains.
I thought that's where they said the good farms were. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Nah, that's on the other side of town. Who's been giving you this shit?
My geography is not great.
That's alright. Well, listen, there's the end of the village, right? And he kind of puts like, a turkey leg down on the table. Closest to him. There's the end of the village. Between the end of the village and the Umber Hills are the Shadegrass Fields.
Shadegrass.
Yeah. And that's where the old war camps are. The old Jurassic war camps. Pre-convergence stuff. So, used to be that, in the days where the Shadewatch were actually doing what they said they were going to do and just kind of help us out, if a kid got lost, if, something happened in the Shadegrass Fields, if somebody got hurt, they'd run out there and help. Now, they just go out there to fight the undead that rise from the camps. Which is all well and good, but we're not allowed to do anything now.
So the undead have just recently started to appear?
I mean, it would happen every now and then. It wasn't unusual. But, yeah, it's gotten worse. If you watch from, like, a higher window, if you get one that faces out toward the end of town, you can actually usually see patrols going out there. Because they take fire to the undead. They just light them up with torches and fire arrows and shit.
Wait, they're not trying to, I don't know, find the cause?
The actual camps, like where they're at underground? Because it's all sinkholes and shit?
I mean, undead don't just, it's like looking at Alicia, they don't just, like, pop up, right? You have to do a thing with...
Shit, I don't know about that.
Do I know about that?
Could I maybe know about that? Because I have my, what's it called? Hunter's Bane, where I get advantage on intelligence checks to recall information on Fey Fiends and undead.
Yep. Hazel, yes.
Yeah.
Alicia, I'm gonna have you make a history check. And it is lore. It is world lore.
Yeah, history 14.
Okay.
20. Non-natural.
Damn, okay.
So, yeah.
Hazel, yeah, fire certainly will help with undead. It depends on the type of undead. If they have a way to claw out of the ground, they'll do it. Along with Alicia's check, between the two of you, these old war camps that Harold's talking about are the old Jurassic war camps. He used to rule over all of Taldore. He was a tyrant. When he lost in the Battle of Umber Hills, and the Umber Hills are said to be haunted because of a demon that was called forth, the hills ran with demon blood, goes the lore. And that is why nothing between where Jorenn sits and where the Umber Hills begins can grow there except for shade grass, because the land is supposed to be cursed. Cursed with undead, apparently. And these camps, according to Harold, are now seeing a rise in activity. So basically, long story short, don't go out at night unless you have to. Don't run afoul of the Shade Watch. Get out, maybe? Just don't be here.
We're supposed to meet a friend, but then I don't see why we
place to
couldn't
meet.
leave again.
Yeah, I wouldn't stick around if I were you.
You know, Harold, so far, like, the things you've told us so far sound like the Shade Watch is actually doing kind of a good job for the village. So why are you critical of them? Like, it sounds like they fight undead and, like, protect you, so...
Oh, I
Why
don't
do you not
think
like
they're
them?
protecting us. I'm almost positive something else is going on.
Yeah, what do you think they're
I
protecting?
think old Arhanna's got it in her head that she wants to send people into the mountain. And that's not someplace you go. You don't go to Gat's Shadow.
Mm,
If the Umber Hills are haunted, that place is damn near cursed.
at least this looks at Naraxis.
So I've heard.
Yeah. I've heard, I mean, people talk, right? Rumors. So, and he kind of leans forward. Between me and the rest of you, word got around a little bit ago that Arhanna had come back from somewhere. Someone saw her coming into the village one day, right? Like right around dawn, trying to sneak in before it got light out. And is a buddy of mine said that he saw her holding something and it was glowing. And wouldn't you know, right after that is when we got patrols of Goliaths and we couldn't go out at night. And suddenly the town's getting cleaned up. It's like,
You know where Arhanna lives right now?
no,
Or where her house is?
no. Nobody knows.
Hmm.
No idea.
Oh dear.
So anyways,
Okay.
and he kind of straightens up. He's like, oh, yeah, that was a real good road story you just told me there.
I mean, you would not believe how much sand there is in that place. It was horrible. It's
Oh
like-
my god, I don't even know if I've seen sand outside of, like, you know, a quarry or something. Shit.
There's so much sand.
So
And then
much sand.
and then the crazy people built tombs under the sand.
Who does that, right? Like, what kind of nonsense is that? My god. Do me a favor, go talk to the folks over at the mining guild. He stands up and is like, well, alright, night y'all, I'm gonna go sleep in that corner. And he points over by the fireplace. He's like, that's where I've been sleeping a lot of times anyways. Picks up 2 mugs of ale, goes away.
Like, as soon as he's like taking some steps forward, it's like, we need to go to the room, we need to talk, we need to go to the room, and we need to talk. He's like,
Yeah, but we need
Yeah.
to take these sweets with
Zero
us.
chill.
Alright, I'm ready. Let's go.
Hazel's just a trail of sugar. It's a little sticky. It's a little sticky. Okay. Yeah, the rooms are at the top of the stairs, to the left, second and third doors down. Millie sees all of you and she waves and...
I promise we'll tell you about Marquette when we have breakfast.
I certainly hope so. I want to hear about that. She's got her hands full of, like, ale and food and they're running around trying to do stuff.
There's so much sand.
Under all
And
my
camels,
sails.
they pretend to be camels, but aren't camels. Alright, let's go.
Okay, so you go up to your rooms. Keys work. The rooms are, as you remember, they're clean, fairly well appointed for tavern rooms. 2 beds in each, and each of them also has, like, a bunch of blankets and stuff if someone wants to camp out on the floor.
Yeah, I'll, like, usher everyone into one of the rooms and it's like looking around outside to make sure no one's
I
The
like
window
Yasmin.
is open.
Close the window.
like, like,
During the conversation, I'll also wait like close to the door and like keep like an ear out to see if I hear anyone approaching on the hallway outside or something.
Okay. Right now, all you hear is just the murmur from downstairs of people talking.
Okay.
she's like he's breathing heavily, like, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no.
Breathe in and out. Want some sugar? Have a cake.
This is not good. This is not good. This is not good.
Okay.
I think I know what is going on, and that is not good. Like,
Can you share with the rest of the class, please?
Take a deep breath, and then just talk.
So the little purple person said that there was a crazy woman talking to a rock, right? Right?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
And he just said that the head of the village disappeared after she came in with like a big glowy rock, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. And the little gnome from before said there were traps in the mountain.
Yes.
Yeah.
The barkeep in the other place has burnt all his hands.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think all of those things are connected.
You think the bar...
You killed the
Everything's connected.
I'm good.
That either means we're on the completely wrong track or we're completely right and ruined all of her plans. So keep
So,
going.
It's like, and and this was like looking over his shoulder. The snake people are here.
Yeah, we saw them.
All right, and they want to wake up. They'd got the whole T-Rex thing from like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, the camel. Yeah,
Yeah. Remember?
we were there too.
Right, so like the leafy clothed thing. If there's a bad sword that's connected to gods, and they want the sword to wake up their god to have Snake God, and she has the stone from there, which is telling her, and it's like you drawing crazy lines in the air.
Wait,
like,
wait.
connecting
What
things.
does the stone have to do with the snake god? Was there mention of a stone with the snake god?
No, but
Narexis, calm yourself. Breathe in and out.
what if the sword? What if the stone talks to her like the axe talks to me, or all the gods talk to Ulrin?
Oh my god, stop to Orin.
I'm not sure if all the gods talk to Oren, but alright.
Hazel, you do hear footsteps outside in the hallway.
I give everyone a sign to like.
After a moment, they sound like they keep going down the hallway, and then you hear, damn it, forgot my key. They come back. A few minutes later, they come back again. Fucking key, forgot my fucking key. You hear the click, and then a door swing open and a slam.
Okay, it's okay. We can talk.
Philosophical want to break the sword because it's bad.
Yes.
T-Rex doesn't like the sword because it's bad and it's to do with gods. The UNT are bad and to do with gods.
Yeah. I see where you're getting at.
Yeah.
Do we kill the Shade Watch? Do we blow up the mountain? What do we do?
Blowing the mountain might be a bit difficult.
Yeah. Also, like, there's
Yes.
like there are people living by the mountain and animals. We don't want to go like full on blowing it up, but also the mountain like sort of protecting the sword, so maybe
Yeah,
not.
but should we get the sword and give it to the Pansophical?
Yes.
Because they can protect it.
Because if we get it first, doesn't matter how crazy the stone makes her, or
Yeah.
because then there isn't a sword, and then everything is fine. And then hopefully the sword is what's making the undead, and we've solved that problem too. It might not be. I don't know. I am really confused at this point.
At this moment, the window slams open, and you guys see a black hooded figure kind of slip into the room, push the window shut, pull her hood back, and go, "Well, you certainly didn't make it easy to find you, but I should have figured you'd be here."
It's like axe in hands, like, oh, okay, everything is fine.
Not that you could have hit me with it anyways, but good point.
Damn, you're good. I didn't even hear you.
Part of what I do. She comes over and kind of sits on the edge of the bed. So you're here. That end of the contract has been upheld. Good for you. See anything fun?
think Naraxis is like having a panic attack. Like, oh no, like this is all gonna go so horribly badly wrong, and like a whole village is gonna be destroyed, and it's gonna be just like Draconia. Oh no, oh no.
At
Like,
the rest of you while he's doing that, he goes, "Who broke the Dragonborn?"
He broke himself.
He kind of broke himself. It's what he kind of does.
Kidding.
we're just gonna have to kill them all. That's the only. We just gotta kill them,
Oh,
and then everything
You
is fine.
might want to not
Alexis!
say that so
Yeah.
loudly. Maybe.
I go up to Naraxis and I like make a jump and I like slap across his face. Gently, but I like pull yourself together. You have decided to like get an entire country back up in the sky. You have to be better at dealing with those situations. Your people are looking to you for leadership. In and out.
Just, like a huge breath. Like,
Now eat this, and I like slap his hand.
yeah, it's like silently munching on the sweets. Like, okay.
There you
okay.
go.
Like,
All right, now let's talk.
Well, that drama hopefully over. See anything fun tonight in the middle of a village?
Lots
You
of
want
weird
me?
things.
Yeah, like
Goliath,
teeth
wolves.
and wolves and Goliaths
and drow.
and drow. Yes, we're awful, aren't we?
She's a drown.
I know.
Well, this isn't Wildmount, and I'm not Crick, so we'll be fine. Let's put it this
True.
way.
Very true.
So, Jorenn, what do you think of its new appearance?
Do not trust it at all.
No. No, you shouldn't. Especially because just as things got to be extremely bad here, then all of a sudden, there's all this money available.
They have to pay so much to import all this food and like,
Yes.
where do they get it if at the same time their farms failed?
All of the tariffs,
money.
all of the taxes are being paid by the Shadewatch. The town, all of the supplies, it's being rebuilt by Shadewatch money.
They'd be interested in rebuilding this village.
Too near the
I,
mountain. Too near the
Oh,
mountain.
Like
I
too
like
nice
it.
for them.
you do notice that her leathers are Shadewatch leathers.
Nice one.
I get in where I'm needed.
Did the
I-
patch help?
That most certainly did. I said I took it off one of their dead, and I was using it as payment to get into their ranks. They ran me through a gauntlet, not a big deal. Got this. And she shows you a big gash that's been stitched up across her neck. Oh, it
Ulrich,
wasn't
can you
touched.
look at that?
Oh, it's fine.
Is that clean?
Oh, I'm fine. Ulrich comes up. No, let me look at it. And she's like, no, seriously, touch me and I will stab you.
Let the dwarven Jesus touch you,
I'm
okay?
fine. I'm fine. I've lived a long
Okay.
time.
Okay.
A tiny nick isn't gonna hurt me.
It's okay. She knows how to deal with wounds.
So your suspicions are correct. There's certainly more here going on. You don't just clean up a village for no reason. My understanding, as limited as it is right now, only being in their ranks a couple of days, is that Arhanna just decided that the villagers needed to be treated well. Theory in the Shadewatch ranks is that the villagers were going to run mutiny, and she was trying to head that off at the pass.
Maybe her stone told her to do it.
Yeah.
If there's a stone talking to her, then things are far more fucked than I had any inkling.
Look, the Rex is just like almost restarts the same like word vomit of crazy. Like
She listens
what
to
if-
all of it.
Cut.
No, just let him go. Let him go. There's sense in what he's saying, actually. Well, this is fun. Two more things. Some of the people have gone missing. There have been mostly traveling merchants who have disappeared. It's said, and she kind of rolls her eyes at this, that They are shade grass merchants who went missing, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me because shade grass is one of the most priciest of spices in the world. They bring money into Jorenn. I think they were trading in shadowweed.
Now that's got to be a drug.
Well, that is
that have
very
any-
much a drug, yes.
Would that have anything to do with seeing the other side?
Yes.
Oh.
We were correct.
Yes, you most definitely. I mean, it's not recommended. It tends to stop your heart. But a skilled brewer or an alchemist could probably turn it into something a little less dangerous. But it's very much a drug, and it's not illegal yet because the Council of Tal'Dorei hasn't quite gotten their finger on the pulse of that situation, but I have a feeling it's going to become an issue.
I think we'll tell Laura about this.
So it's not illegal yet.
It's not widespread enough yet.
Well,
So
if we need...
he's not a criminal then. So I can still talk to him tomorrow. So that's fine.
Who?
Oh, the burnt-handed barkeep at the other place.
Burt hands how? Like,
His arms were burned up.
Yeah, big black
Yeah,
gloves
black
and
gloves.
big nasty.
chemical burns.
Probably.
Oh.
Mhm.
That makes a lot more sense than.
He had that.
Chemical burns.
Mm-hmm.
I would almost bet. These small villages like this are rife with people who are trying to do experiments. Think they're gonna get rich.
I feel like if we need to take the shadowweed for some reason, I would volunteer to take it because, and I look to her, like my mentor has me like prepared for like taking poisons and such in that area.
She still wouldn't approve of that.
Well,
You know
like
that.
if we need. I'm not volunteering to take drugs. I'm volunteering to if we have to take them. Like I thought, my physique might be like best equipped to like handling them.
That's fair.
But
Please don't tell her.
Well, if you find her first, you can tell her yourself.
That's fair. All right, I will.
So,
What do we do? What should we do first? I don't know what to do first. I don't know.
I am worried that obviously a direct assault is not going to be advisable at this point. I would recommend dropping by the headquarters outside the market.
Yeah, that's why the Daywatch duties.
See if you
The
can get in to
half-half guy.
talk to him. If you tell the guards that you're there to look at the job board, they'll let you in.
Oh.
From there, I don't know how you'll get to him, but it's doable.
We were also taught to talk to someone at the mining guild.
Which
Yes.
one?
Goliath? Was it? I don't remember.
If it's the Goliath, it's Zidane.
Did you say so, Dan?
Zidane.
Yes, the good guy Goliath that left is.
Yeah.
He
yeah.
is a good ally to perhaps try to get on your side. He's adamant that Arhanna is doing shady things, despite
Wait,
what else is going on.
is he mining the Umbra Hills?
It used to be silver. It's now mithril.
Okay.
They found a mithril vein I think it was more along the lines of a few months back. So the guild now has new business. And it runs more along the base of the mountain. It's not like you have to go into the mountain. He's a good one to talk to. If you're curious about shadowweed, you could also check the trader market.
Okay.
They're next to the mining guild.
Yeah, I feel like our next steps might be to really talk to a bunch of people.
Yeah.
I would love to talk to this O'Hara person the most, but I feel like we should get more information first.
Before we potentially kick the door in of the insane leader of a huge force.
Yeah.
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 And talk to her into a rock.
Or whatever it was.
The other thing that I've picked up is that the night patrols operate under the leader of 2 lieutenants. They're the left and the right hand of the Shade Watch. They are very much not good people.
Do you know their names?
The left hand is a Master Sack Knight Ase. It's a human woman. I'll put these in chat for you guys. And the
Thank
right
you.
hand is a Master Alaric Goner.
And these are
The left
bad
and
people.
the right hand, yes, and they are extremely bad people.
Okay.
The story is that they are extremely ruthless and imposing in their own rights for different reasons. They control the nighttime watch.
I would love to know why people aren't allowed to go outside at night anymore.
Well, and I'm almost more concerned about why so many villagers just went with it.
Why so many villages what?
Why so
Just
many
went with
villagers
it.
just went along with it.
Hmm.
Why villagers who were going to mutiny mere months ago suddenly are okay with being given directives from on high from a leader who hasn't been seen in weeks.
I'm still rooting for mind control.
I mean, not dying is a pretty solid. Like,
That kind of massive mind control would take...
Not mind control, but like small. It would take a lot, yeah. But still.
I almost worry
I mean,
if it's simply that people are easily swayed.
Also,
I mean,
highly.
they seem to providing for them with food and
Exactly.
such.
Provide for the villagers who had been so bereft and suddenly wanted to mutiny, and now that they have their basic needs met, mutiny's
mean-
off.
yeah. Because,
You'll do anything to like protect yourself and your family when you don't have a lot.
yeah, you
It's true.
don't bite the hand that feeds.
And meanwhile, the Shade Watch just get more and more ruthless.
Yeah.
It's a nasty bit of business.
When we came here, we found an entire village that they burned down.
Which one?
What's it called? Mayfield.
So bad at remembering the names. Yeah.
Berwyn was the village.
Irvin!
Yes. Yeah, we saved some of them.
Yeah.
They were.
Neuraxis, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
Jesus.
Oh no.
Dexterity save.
Yep.
Well, maybe the dice gods will be kind.
Probably not.
Did it roll?
I didn't see it. Hey,
No.
that's fine.
Ten.
You just managed to duck out of the way as one of her knives hits the wall. And she...
Hey.
Ugh. That's it. We take the battle to them. It won't be tonight, and it may not be in a week, but we take the battle to them. They do not burn down villages.
What did?
Or they will pay.
Agreed. She comes
They-
over and pulls the dagger out of the wall. Sorry. Puts it back.
They were after a gnome that could get into Gat Shadow.
Yeah, it sounds like O'Hara's prime objective right now is to get into Gad Shadow.
Yeah.
I had heard that rumor rumbling about the barracks that she keeps sending agents into the mountains and they keep not coming back. Or the one that was actually delivered a few days ago was delivered back in a bag of parts.
There's supposed to be like some big bad thing in there. I think it's a sword, like
A weapon of some sort.
yeah, like just a bad thing. I think it's a sword. I think it's a sword.
What? She's after this thing? That's the whole end goal?
I mean, it's a powerful thing.
What is
Like
the
a
point?
magic thing.
Why kill all those people for a weapon? It makes no sense.
Well, depends on the weapon.
Also that.
It's disgusting is what it is. There's no honor in it.
Oh yeah.
Certainly is. Have you heard anything about the undead rising near the Umber Hills?
We're
What's
supposed
that
to go
about?
out tomorrow night and try our hand against one of the undead camps.
Have they been coming up all the time since Jurassic died, or just
No.
lately?
Lately.
It's the stone. He's like starts pointing at people like, I'm telling you, it's the stone.
It's much more recent.
I am not crazy, damn it.
I've seen stranger things than a talking stone, so I'm inclined to agree.
Yeah.
Like a talking axe and a camel that's a demon man.
Okay, he's not a demon man.
I think that's a bit racist.
He's a,
That's racist or sexist.
what do you mean? We just met an angel man. What?
Says the talking dragonborn.
Yeah.
Exactly. I am a dragon man. That is fine.
She just kind of rolls her eyes and looks at the rest of the room. Right, alright, well, I need to get back before it's noticed I'm missing. If you see me, you don't know me, and I'll try to find you again in the coming day. But they have me on night patrol because... drow.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's racist.
And she does a little motion in front of her hands, and you see her visage change into an entirely different drow woman. Well, if they see me, some of them are going to realize I should be dead. So,
Good trick.
leaps out the window.
March.
Man, I wish I could do that too.
What do you guys want to do?
Sleep.
Sleep.
Yeah.
Probably a good call. All right. You guys rest.
Maybe we should talk to a bunch of people.
Yeah, tomorrow. I don't
Yeah.
think they'll be happy knocking on their doors in the middle of the night.
In the
We
middle,
can't even
yeah.
go outside.
Sneaking past patrols to wake people up to ask them about their illicit dealings. It's probably not going to go super well.
Oh yeah.
I'm still really curious to find out what's going on outside right now, why they don't want people out, but let's get more information first.
I can, if I have a spell that lets me see places for like 10 minutes or listen. If you have a specific place we want to spy on for 10 minutes.
That's so cool.
I need to know the place. And it's within
The-
1 mile.
The
Okay.
the square by the Daywatch hut, by the
Yeah,
tent, where
yeah.
you, right?
Yeah.
Or my
Or
other thought is the other place.
Asila.
Yeah.
I can cast it twice. Because I have 2 spell slots left. It will take me
You're so cool.
40 minutes though, because it's a casting time of 10 minutes. And it lasts for...
Clairvoyance, right?
Yeah, clairvoyance.
And then we go to bed.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, do you want me to listen or look at the... Start with the square, probably.
I would say look at the square and listen in the pub, because they're probably going to be drunk and say things they shouldn't, whereas you're going to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I can switch, like, 6 seconds.
No,
I can
it's not
switch.
like one.
Oh, sweet.
So if we see someone talking in the square that we need to listen to, I can do that. I just can't do both at once.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah. Do that.
But I need to,
you
I
do
need to
so
be a
well.
location familiar to me. Visited or seen before.
So, yeah.
You can definitely do that.
Yes. Magic spy.
It's a good spell.
Literally, that is.
Yeah, it's a good spell. Okay. Which one do you want to do first?
Let's watch at the square
Okay.
for 10 minutes.
So you cast your spell. You guys see Alicia concentrate for a little while. Where exactly do you want to place the sensor?
Middle of the square, I think. If I saw somewhere like, or if I saw when we walked past a place that was like perfect for.
For sure. Yeah,
seeing the whole
let
thing.
me flip back to that.
Yeah.
So that you can kind of get an idea. So these are the
Thing.
headquarters here.
Yeah.
This is
So-
the town well.
Yeah.
And then, like, Dust on the Road's tent was kind of over in this direction, and then there's stalls and everything else.
Maybe I
So-
kind of place it like.
Above the well.
For sure.
Yeah, or above the well,
So you
perhaps
kind
if
of
I
get,
can
like,
look
a
around.
bird's eye. Yeah. Yeah, you can
Yeah,
do that.
bird's eye, I think.
Mhm.
It's like,
Yep, you can do that.
Reread this and make sure I'm doing this correctly.
Sure.
Yeah. Let's hope no one has true sight. Or see visibility, or we're gonna...
But they're still not going to know it was you.
No.
Okay.
No, it's
Yeah, I'm
someone.
just looking at the description again here. Seeing
Yeah.
or hearing remains in the duration. Yep, okay. So,
Yep.
seeing first.
Seeing first.
Okay. You guys see her concentrate, and there's a little bit of like a haze to her eyes as she's focusing. Suddenly, Alicia, your sight is now floating above the well in the town square of Jorenn, just a few streets over from where you're at right now. What you see are a roaming band of patrols. There's one on the north side by the headquarters. Looks like a couple of Goliaths and something smaller. From top down, it's kind of hard to tell whether it's a human or a Yuan Ti. It's kind of hard to see from that angle. But they seem to just be on watch, and they're walking. There is then a patrol walking about the same speed on the other side, so there's constant motion around the square. And that is made up of a human, a dwarf, and a Goliath. And the dwarf looks vaguely familiar.
Do I remember?
With your memory and the angle you're at as she comes around, you remember letting a Shadewatch dwarven woman go outside Tamor Falls.
Oh, her.
And she said she would run away and never come back.
She lied. Burned her.
I told you, capital punishment, and you're all like, no, that's not what the like here. And Max is like, that's what the laws is like where I'm from. What did I say to you?
You don't know this.
Not yet, I
I'm
don't.
so delighted.
Not yet.
You guys just made my day. And then as you're watching this happen, you see a human woman with dark skin and a set of braids all across her scalp that kind of end right at the nape of her neck in dull red and black plate mail with a big sword, big one-handed sword on her back that looks like it has serrated edges. And it has 2 blue-green stones in the pommel. Come over to the dwarf, and they seem to be having a conversation.
I immediately when I see they're having a conversation, I switch to hearing as quickly as possible.
Okay, so it takes a couple of seconds to do that.
Yeah.
You're still talking as this happens, and you hear this woman in this plate mail armor go, Argo, make sure that when you take the rest out to the war camps tomorrow, that you run those greenies through their training. Anybody who comes back automatically gets their leathers. The rest, leave them. They're of no importance. And the dwarven woman nods and says, got it. Anything else? Any other? No, we haven't heard any orders yet. But I'm expecting we will soon. continue. And she walks off. And
Yeah, I
you just
switch.
hear footsteps fading.
Then when I hear the conversation's over, I switch back to watching.
Okay. You do see her now about halfway across the square, going to another figure in this dull kind of matte plate in red and black armor, with a great axe on his back. Also blackened metal, nasty looking barbed edges. This is a half-elf man.
If I see she's walking towards someone, I'm gonna switch to hearing
Switch
in
again.
case
Sure.
I get zipped.
For sure.
I'm gonna do that until
Try to, yeah, and we can just
try and get so much as possible.
I'll give you as much as a picture possible. And then they
Yeah.
begin to have a conversation. And you hear the woman say, Alaric, any word from the traders? Not yet. We're still waiting on one of the caravans to come through. But we at least know that one of the shipments got into Western. And there's a moment, it's like maybe she's nodding or something, and then you hear her say, well, good. I'm a little concerned about the Daywatch commander. We have some issues involving him. We may need to quash that immediately. But not gonna do anything without orders. Yeah, he's been a pain in the ass lately. Seems to think he can fix everything. So, just do me a favor. If we have to end him, let me be the one. I owe that piece of shit for this. And then when you switch, you see him pointing to a big scar all down his neck into the collar of his armor. They nod, and it sounds like they're walking away now. It looks like they're walking away from each other. If you leave it on view, if you leave it on seeing, you see more patrols.
They helped us.
You see more patrols. You see those two figures go separate ways. The woman starts to head down the same street that you're on right now. The other one heads down, looks like the very opposite direction. And you see that dwarven woman you recognize nod to her companions, and then two Yuan Ti swap out for the people she's with, and they have wolves on chains. One of the Yuan Ti looks like she's totally doesn't even have looks more Yuan Ti than human, walking but a little more snaky looking, and they continue their patrol.
I'm guessing that's the end of the spell.
I mean,
between nothing more happens.
It's you. There are a lot of Shade Watch, and you are not seeing the same faces, and they're rotating out fairly consistently.
So a lot of Shade Watch, or a lot of this guy's self spells.
Just the ones that you counted. You probably counted 50.
Yeah. Whew. I probably, I can't talk while this is happening, so I'm probably relaying information as this is happening to the rest of the party.
Okay.
Like, coming up,
sure.
like, after, when, like, the conversations are over, I'm gonna quickly, while I'm just looking, tell what was the cost of, like, what was happening, and so I don't have to spend minutes afterwards telling everything.
Fair enough. You can do that. Excuse me, easy enough.
And then I'm guessing, should I take the tavern too? Listening there. Was that a plan?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Could be useful.
Yeah.
We should
I'll do that.
try and save Captain Daywatch, right?
Yeah, we should save him.
He could also be a very good source of information for us if that people are plotting to kill him.
He would be a good ally, because considering how many Shade Watch I saw just in the last 10 minutes,
Also,
I am doubting our chances.
Life would be a lot easier if the good ones were fighting the bad ones.
Yeah.
Also, we should be rather careful when we walk around to talk to people, because the dwarven lady knows our faces, and she could be those are the dudes who definitely said they hate Shadewatch, so...
We should kill her.
I mean,
I agree.
Misery is probably going to have an easier time killing her than we are.
Fair point.
If we have a way to get a message to her.
Do remember, you guys were targeted because you had an item on your persons.
Yeah, we had the book, hadn't we?
Yeah.
Oh. Which book was that? The...
Necromancers.
The one that kept trying to absorb Alicia when she read it.
Mm-hmm.
The one that
Every
we don't
time
have anymore.
she opened up, she had to make a save. Yeah.
Twice.
Yep.
Was that connected to the Get Shadow and the Sword Song?
Uh,
Or why would they want it otherwise?
that. Well, the book had
She did mention a
the.
book earlier.
The book did have the had at least the cloak of the
Oh.
which queen? Which is kind of connected to the sword, I think.
And it also
so
had
they-
information on how
yeah,
to
information
rip
about
out souls from Fate Touched.
Souls.
That's
Yes,
the thing I was
Souls
worried
Fate
about.
Okay.
Yeah. That's also something we should be not good.
We must not let them get Ulrin's soul. That's basically square one.
Or what's this? Tyrex.
What T-Rex soul?
Tyrex.
Oh yeah,
Okay, so you want to put another sensor in the
Sensor in the
sailor?
bar.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can do that. Where do you want to position it?
Behind the bar, I'm thinking?
Yeah, you can do that. Easy enough.
Because I'm thinking like yeah,
You can definitely
probably
do that.
seeing first to see if actually if anyone there, and then probably switch over to hearing when I know.
Okay.
But like a couple of seconds just to see. First.
As you do that, you guys watch her go into this casting again, and you now can see the whole of the main room of the Sapphire Tankard, of the Ass Sailor. The Iraq, the bartender, is going back and forth. Looks like the room is cleared out a little bit more now that you guys have been in the Green Man pub for a few hours. And you see a few Shadewatch kind of get up and stretch and wrap their cloaks around them and go out the door. You see a few other people who are still hanging about. Looks like a few small groups of people who are talking. And then you see Iraq go into the kitchen, come back, pull a small key from his pocket, unlock a cabinet behind the bar, grab a small box, put it in his apron, and relock the cabinet.
Thank God I've been seeing.
And is now just wiping down the bar and cleaning out glasses as more people start to leave.
Yeah, I'll switch over to hearing and just like listen for like the next
Okay.
minutes until the spell ends and just like
listen,
see if
chatter.
we catch any.
There are sounds like a group fairly close to the bar, and there were a few when you just looked, that are talking about a new shipment from Western of vegetables that they're going to go help get down the road, because it's supposed to be coming to Jorenn later tomorrow. You do hear, it sounds like a woman's voice, kind of rough, that says something along the lines of, well, you know, if we're going to go get that, we should probably go check on that last farm that was out there. I'm afraid they probably got hit by bugs too, and we should go make sure of them. Wasn't there did that doctor already leave town? Has he come back around yet? Have we seen him? And someone else goes, no, I haven't seen him in a while. Maybe if he comes back around, we can have him go check on people. Bit more chatter, and then you do hear a familiar voice that you can instantly attach to Iraq's twin, Geta. Her voice pops up again, and sounds like she's walking and then stops, and you hear a clang, and she says, I'm sorry about that earlier. I'm apparently a bit of a dick. And he says, it's okay. Oh, we've both messed up. Things haven't been right since Mom and Dad have been gone. I'm really sorry. And there's a moment of silence. And then you hear her go, well, I gotta go check on Frank and Gazelle because, you know, they're still training and I gotta make sure they're taking care of the horses okay. And just do me a favor, Iraq. I feel like something bad's gonna happen. And if something bad does happen, just promise me you're gonna leave. Don't stay around here. It's not worth it. This bar is not worth it. You can open another bar anywhere you want to go. And he says, yeah, but this is Mom and Dad's bar. I'm not gonna... No, if something bad happens, you need to go. Yeah, but what about you? I'll be fine. And then you hear footsteps. And you hear him go, fucking sisters. And that's about where the spell ends.
Yeah. I feel like we should talk to the sister. I think she knows more than she lets on.
Yeah. And I feel like she's still worried about her brother. Maybe can appeal to her that for his sake she should help us.
Yeah.
And, some of the Shadewatch are legit. They're not all.
They're not all
Not
evil.
all bad. But they definitely have some kind of plan for this village. It's nothing good.
Marvel presents Shadewatch Civil War.
So, do you guys want to rest now?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Okay. We can
Yeah,
definitely
we're
do
gonna
that.
sleep.
And as you guys rest, the hum from the bar, gets lower and lower as night really sets in, and you guys all sleep. And when you wake up in the morning, you can go downstairs, order food, all that fun stuff. Hazel.
Yeah.
Because it's never good when I say things like that. I'm just now realizing I have a tone.
That's fine.
On the table, beside the bed, is an item you guys picked up very, very early on.
Oh no.
It's that symbol carved in bone of a half moon grinning up with 5 stars above it.
Oh.
Oh no.
Where did we get that?
You picked that up
That's
in
a-
Marquette.
Yeah, Celestial. Yeah.
It's the symbol of Celeste. Yeah.
Yeah, the one that we got from this sand monster.
Yeah. Symbol of
Ah.
Celestian, symbol of a primordial deity. It is number 11.
Oh, okay. But did I put it there or it just appeared there?
It's just
Or
there.
someone put it?
And you remember what Dust on the Road told you the other day. Celestian's gift waits in the Underdark.
I poke it.
Doesn't do anything.
Did it? Okay. I pick it up.
Mhm. In the back of your mind, you hear Salah. My huntress. Good. Continue. And it fades out.
I just say are you in my head now? I use this thing to try to talk it with it's done.
Microphone. There's no answer.
All right. I will be coming to you for answers. But because I want to, not because you tell me to, all right? Okay. Have a nice day.
You can reply to this message.
only saying that because my mother told me to always be polite.
I love it so much.
So you might hear Hazel just like, if you're like here or something, just like sitting there on her bed talking to this thing, looking like very seriously at it with her like, don't mess with me look.
Are
Don't mess
you-
with me, I'm secretly a tiger.
Are you okay over there?
I think so. I think I get what Norexus is saying now about like his ex talking to him.
That's not a good sign.
Probably not. We're gonna need to talk more. And, like, then I like pocket the symbol.
Coming for you, Barbara. Yeah, you guys start to smell food, you know, coming up, the scent of food coming up the stairs. It smells very good. Smell coffee. It's all good. What do you guys want to do?
We have to tell Millie about Marquette over breakfast. That's a given.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very important.
Yes.
Okay.
Sand and snake people, and I tackled a sand monster.
Yep.
There's a
That feels
giant
like
spider.
forever ago.
Spider.
Oh yeah, lots of things.
Camel that was a person.
And she loves every bit of it. So she's sitting there, and she actually pulls up a stool to your guys' table as Ronald, her husband, is bustling around. And at one point, she kind of waves him away, like, they're in the middle of the story, stop! There's a few other people, like Harold, who had stayed the night here. There's a few people getting up and kind of stretching and walking out the door. And you guys give her this crazy story, then she eats up every last bit of it. And it's like, so... No offense, but why are you here? Like, listen, I would figure that big adventurers like yourselves, this would be the last place you would come to.
Well,
Nostalgia?
looks
What did you say?
Looks
You
like-
have to.
Well.
You have to pass through little villages to get to the big ones. I mean,
So where are you going?
Where are we
Western.
going?
Neuraxis is just digging a hole.
the temptation to say the mountain.
Right there, yeah.
So, like, yeah.
No.
We were actually planning to go to look at jobs because, you know, like, we could always use a bit of money, and like we're planning to go to like look at the job board at the place at the marketplace.
Oh, yeah, that's actually probably not a bad one. There's always like escort jobs as far as like security for caravans and that kind of thing. And there's
Not the kind of escort from Hazel's book.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I just realized as soon as it came out of my mouth, I was like, God damn it. There's usually like, and she motions to the back wall. She says, actually, we're hiring help because we're putting on an addition. So we're just looking for people to help, you know, put up walls and that kind of thing if you're really interested in that. But I'm probably assuming you're not since you're big time adventurers now. And honestly, it doesn't pay that much. It's like laborer's wage. I know I've seen some stuff on there about hunting and that kind of thing. So yeah, I bet there's some interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, just tell them you're going to go look at the job board. They'll let you in.
Yeah.
What we thought we'd do.
Yeah.
We also heard like that maybe like at the mining guild they need some help. Can you tell us where that is? Like, or we talk to for that?
Oh, yeah. So that's, I keep forgetting you guys aren't actually from here. So if you go up past the Sapphire Tankard, if you go up that way, you're going to go walk down a little path and you're going to think you're going out of the village. You're actually not. So the mining guild and the trader market that's right next door to it are right there. And yeah, you can talk to, she's kind of a distant relation, but you can talk to Berna up there. She's kind of the head of the mining guild. She's been running it, especially since the mithril vein was found. They might have something, or just, I don't know. Yeah, it's always worth talking to them. For sure.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Well, cool.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And how long did you guys need the rooms for? Because I'm actually, a couple people are turning their rooms over today, so if you need an additional one.
I mean, we have the.
We're good with
I only said the ladies' room and the men's room. That's like those are toilets, but.
She knows what you mean, though. So no, that's fine. I was just gonna charge you half rate if that's all right. So it's just a gold for the rooms, and you can stay as long as you want.
Yeah.
We're headed into farming season now, so we're gonna have a lot of people who aren't staying and maybe are just traveling through and don't have time to stay overnight. So
I'll just take it out of the bag. It's fine.
Mark off 1 gold.
Yep.
Okay.
I can take the.
She goes back to bustling around. You see her stop and talk to a younger dwarven woman. Looks like a teenager. They seem to have that's probably clearly her daughter after you see her talking to her for a few minutes. She's got her dad's long curly hair and a little bit of a very, very sweet disposition. And then as she walks around the bar with a tray full of coffee cups, you see her trip and the whole thing crashes to the ground.
No.
And Millie just goes, oh, Gwen, sorry, Mom, I'm really sorry. I promised I wouldn't do it again. She's like, no, it's okay, don't worry about it. And they go clean up. Then one of the other people who are eating breakfast comes over and helps them clean it up. And
Yeah, I was actually also gonna offer to
okay,
bow down and help her pick up the shards.
you could totally do that. And she's this young woman, she got really bright blue gray eyes, and she smiles. Oh my gosh, I told Mom I would never drop plates again, because if I do it again, she's gonna not let me work here and that, and I'm really worried, and thank you so much, and oh my god. And she starts scooping
It's
those
okay,
shards
don't
up.
worry.
Okay.
Don't worry, you'll get better. I had a brother who also always dropped stuff and broke things, but don't worry, you'll get better at it.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry.
You're welcome.
Scoops it back up and into her apron and is like, oh my god, Mom's gonna kill me, Dad's gonna kill me, and runs back into the kitchen.
I watch after her just for a bit, and I see, and I whisper to everyone, we really have to do something. I'm really worried about these people. I think they're in great danger, all of them here. I don't want to see a repeat of the last village.
No.
Okay. What should we do?
Okay, how many people do we need to talk to right now? Because I think there's a lot.
We have the mining guild. We have the Daywatch person. We might also want to go talk to the sailor bartender again, and his twin.
And the twin.
And the twin, so that's 2 people.
Maybe the
Should we
crazy
talk in-
crystal lady.
Yeah, because should we intimidate the dwarf from Timor Falls? It's better if we approach her than having her see us and then.
Yeah, I feel like she's kind of something we should talk to the Daywatch person. She might be there on a job and she'll be like, I know these guys.
Yeah.
Unless we disguise ourselves to talk to him, that could also be an option.
I can disguise myself.
No.
Can you guys disguise yourself? That's the question.
I can't.
I can, but.
She's seen both versions of me, so it's the only thing I can do to change my appearance.
Yeah.
Can you change your appearance, Alexis? Nope.
Yeah, it's a very specific skill set, and you have to have the kit.
Oh, I have alter self.
Okay.
Yeah. But can you cast it on others on?
older self is just yourself, I think.
Oh, well,
Did we
so
And
lose-
it's
like,
also it's
Clues
also
in there.
concentration, so I can only do it with one person at a time.
Did we lose Neuraxis's audio? I think we
Did we?
Yeah. Oh,
He's
no.
muted.
Oh, no. Okay. Is he muted in Discord?
He's muted in Discord, so
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
and he's writing something.
Okay. It's alright.
That's
It's
good.
all good. So you guys have a game plan to figure out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think what we will do is we will stop there.
Yeah.
We are missing 2 people.
Okay.
You guys have a lot of things that you need to start puzzling out and
We need to
figuring
talk.
out who to trust, who not to trust, all of that
Wait,
fun
is
stuff.
that working?
Yeah, we're
It is
hiring
now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Okay. So I think we'll stop there. We'll give the guys a chance to get back. It's going to be a little bit before our next game, so this is probably also a good place to stop before you get too involved in something else. So yeah, thanks guys, and we'll pick back up next month.